Hi, I'm Shota from Japan.
And I'm Amber from the US.
And this is the Kotatsu Club
where
Podcast.
we talk about all things life, travel, and language. And today we have a special guest. Please welcome Zen.
What up, Zen?
What's going on, everybody?
Can you give us a quick introduction?
What's going on, people? I'm Zen. I go by BLKZEN, BLKZEN online. I make music. I do videos. I do day trading. I'm just one of those people that's kind of a jack of all trades, but I'm super into Japanese culture, Japanese learning, and most importantly, giving hope to others to do what they want to do.
So this is like your first time meeting him, right? I mean, this is obviously first time meeting you for me, but like, how do you guys meet each other?
Yeah, so we've been internet friends for quite a while now.
We have, actually.
Yeah.
Like on TikTok, I remember I was first seeing your videos and I was like, oh my God, Amber's living the life.
Also, you found her.
Yeah, I believe I saw one of Amber's videos and then I think you saw some of my content and then we were both kind of like, okay, cool. This person's like into Japanese culture.
Yeah, both from New York.
Yeah, we have a lot of similarities and whatnot. And the overall vibe of it just seemed very like, shall I say, like it was very like relaxing and you just have a really good demeanor. So I was like, oh yeah, Amber's such a vibe.
Yeah, I felt the same about you, like when I saw your content, especially that you were like practicing Japanese. And I thought it was so cool that you made videos like using Japanese in your music. So you make music, right? So can you talk a little bit about your music?
Yeah, so okay, well, I just recently turned 30 and I've been making music since about, I want to say 14, 15. I was in high school. I was making music as a kid. I was doing piano. I did guitar, performed in like 6th grade and 7th grade. But I decided in high school, like I said, around 14, 15, to take it seriously. So the person who is now my manager as of like a year ago, basically broke down the whole music industry to me and explained that the artist gets paid last. The label gets paid first. There's writing, production, all these different aspects. And he said, what do you want to do? And I told him, well, straight up, I want to make all the music. And he said, it's not that easy. You have work to do. So I put in my 10,000 hours and here we are today. Okay,
so cool. So do you regularly incorporate Japanese into your music?
Yeah, I actually... So I've been using Japanese in my music for about, I think since I started. I used it first as a method of practicing because I wanted a certain kind of angle to my music. And I thought, if I'm making music for people like me, then there's somebody else who's studying Japanese. And what better way to help kind of like stimulate their brains than by using Japanese that I'm learning in my music. So at first it sucked. It was very ABC, and then I kind of got a little bit more complex, and then I have friends in New York who would help me to sound more proficient, and ever since then, I've just been getting better and better at it.
Yeah, I mean, now you rap in it like fast, so that's impressive.
It's fun.
Yeah, man.
It's a thrill, honestly. It's something unique.
I think it's a really good way for learning Japanese too, because like you said, your pronunciation when you're singing, like when I sing karaoke, I feel like that's the best, like that's the epitome of how my pronunciation is.
100%.
But I want to go back a little bit of how you got into Japan and Japanese culture in the first place.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in New York, but my family is from a country called Guyana. It's the only English-speaking country in South America. It's north of Brazil, east of Venezuela, and growing up, like I was brought up with this culture of like respect for elders, you got to get good grades, very disciplined kind of thing. So that's one thing that I had in common with like Japanese culture growing up. But as a kid, I liked anime. I was always into tech. My dad is a retired computer programmer. He was working for the Department of Transportation and he wrote like script for a lot of the New York City lights, which suck now because they're using code from like early 2000s that he wrote, but it's outdated.
Still cool. It's a cool thing to say.
You know what I mean? It's my dad's a funny guy, but so I just, because I'm into technology, I'm into anime, there's certain cultural similarities. It made me research more, and I was a very big history nerd. So I learned a lot about Japan's history, the different eras and whatnot, and I said, this is a language that would be awesome to learn.
So wait, you studied Japanese history?
Yeah, I studied world history. So I went to like a prep school in high school, and I was always very much into history because I feel like if we know history, we can prepare for the future in a more efficient way.
True.
But we also have more stories of humanity and what we've done, what we haven't done, and just ways to learn.
I feel like you can have like a bird eye view, like perspective, on the world. So like I think it's cool.
What is your level of Japanese now?
I've never taken a test, but I can survive. Like I can survive. I have friends who don't speak English. I have a Japanese ex-girlfriend. We were together for like 3 years.
That's
Like,
the key.
yeah, like I remember this one
That was the
time.
trick, huh?
I mean, to be honest, I was studying for 3 years before I first came to Japan. And like,
Yeah.
I remember this one time I went to the onsen with her dad who doesn't speak any English. And he was telling me how he met the mom in Hokkaido. Like, so that's, to me, that's good enough to be able to like, you know?
Yeah,
it
that's
was
like a
a
good
beautiful
indicator
experience.
level, yeah.
I've had dreams in Japanese when I was like first into it. Like for the first year, I studied about 3 hours a day for the first 6 months, and I restricted my English at home. I just, because it's like if I'm surrounded by English everywhere, I need to immerse myself like fully as much as I can. Sticky notes all over the house kind of thing.
So yeah, that's really cool because you were learning Japanese without being in Japan. I feel like that's really challenging because when you're in Japan, it's a little easier just because you're surrounded by it everywhere you go. Like the signs are in Japanese.
Right.
It's not like you don't have to seek it out as much. I mean, you still do have to seek it out. Like you can definitely, especially living in Tokyo, you can get in an English bubble where all of your friends are foreigners. So, but I think there's another level of challenge when you're living in overseas and learning Japanese. So it's so cool that you were able to do it because your Japanese, even though you said that you're at about an N4, N3 level, it sounds, your pronunciation is so good that I think it definitely.
On point.
Understood it.
How do you study Japanese now?
I'm so bad now. It's so horrible. Like I use Anki. So, okay, it's actually not that bad. When I study, I'll just like watch Japanese content on YouTube or I'll watch something with Japanese that has like Seikatsu Nihongo, like typical stuff, not really like anime Japanese.
Yeah.
And if I hear a word that I don't understand, I'll add it to my dictionary app. And then I regularly add verbs and keyoshi, meoshi, bumpo. I just add all sorts of different things to my Anki app. And then I just use spaced repetition to kind of drill it.
Yeah.
And then I have kanji senpai to practice like writing kanji in stroke order and stuff. So
kanji senpai, I don't know about that one. I need to
it's
check
awesome.
it out.
It's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Sound like you know what you're doing.
I mean, it's good. I'm just on the journey, you know?
I really like that, like you're like putting the language in use. You know what I mean? Like you're like making music with it. Like you're like trying to like incorporate that into like your daily life. And then that's a trick, right? You know? And you know, a girlfriend, you know, that helps too. But,
it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in Tokyo right now. How long are you here for?
So I came here January 31st, and I'm going to be here until February 27th.
But Zen is moving back to Tokyo soon, you know, to chill with us more.
So ne iju shitai, maji de iju shitai. Tokyo mecha suki.
This is your second time in Japan.
Third time.
Third time. Oh wow.
I went twice in 2019. I went 4月あれはになるの時、あの年に4月と10月. So I was here for Halloween, which was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, before when it was legal. Now we don't have it anymore.
Oh, it's banned now.
Oh my god, you didn't know? Oh my god, sorry to break it.
That was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. It's totally gone now.
I think that was the last time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, we just learned something new. It was kind of insane, so I'm not surprised.
It's still a thing, but like it's a lot less now.
It was actually insane before. Like people were climbing on top of each other, doing just random stuff, and the police were like, "Y'all need to relax. All you foreigners need to chill out."
Yeah.
There's a lot of foreigners going crazy.
Yeah. I think it did get a little out of hand. There's like flipping cars happening.
Yep.
Okay, so have you been to other parts of Japan besides Tokyo?
Yeah, I went to Kyoto. Yeah, I haven't gone to Osaka yet, but I went to Kyoto. I saw all the different temples, like the golden one. And there's like a really, really tall one that has like 5, 6 stories. Like I forgot the names of them. I saw some row of soldiers lined up perfectly.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, there was this one temple. It had like this big jade dragon in the middle of the ceiling.
That sounds very
That's
cool
awesome.
though. Yeah.
It looks so extravagant. But yeah, I've only been to Kyoto. I've seen Mitake. I went to Mitake after the it was a typhoon when I was here Jugatsu in 2019. And my crazy self said, let me go outside during the typhoon.
You gotta come through to Shikoku, man, where I'm from. Yeah.
The typhoon gets crazy?
No. But it's like a good countryside, you know.
Yeah, I would love to.
Very,
I want to go. I need to experience more countryside Japan. Like I'm so used to the city, and like I'm a city boy. Like I just love nature though. It's something special to just be one with nature, and then take a trip back into the city, be around all the lights and everything. But after a while, it's like it just doesn't feel sustainable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was bad for your mental health.
A lot of stimulation. I'm really busy with the pack trains and stuff.
Mm.
But it's still like a really nice place to live, especially coming from New York. I think there's a lot of similarities, but then it's also kind of just like cleaner and safer.
Way more. I found myself here holding my camera. Like I was for my birthday, I went to this club, Womb, and it's like I have my backpack. I met like this Danish businessman and stuff. He has a suitcase. You know, I'm sitting there and I'm like watching my bag, and I'm like, I'm not in New York. Granted, I'm always gonna watch my bag, but I just felt my New Yorkness kind of there, and there was a guy near my bag, and I'm just like, okay, I hope he doesn't do anything. And then I'm like, wait a minute. You're not in New York. Chill with all this New York trauma. You'll be fine.
Yeah. It is trauma. But to be fair, you do have to watch your bag because it does happen. Not as often as in New York, but I have had a friend who she had to get her like Zydio card like redone. So do watch it, but you don't have to be as alert as New York. Like in New York, you can't even like if you're on the subway and like on your phone, you can't even just be on your phone with one hand like this because someone will come and like take your phone.
Right when the door's gonna close, gone.
It's so much safer here, even walking alone at night as a girl. But I still am always just like
for sure. That's the New York in you. The alertness is a superpower, but we don't always need to be armed with this weapon of hyper alert, vigilance, as you say.
For sure. It's definitely like an underlying anxiety too, like that I didn't realize that I had to like recover from. I want to hear more about your birthday in Tokyo. So it was just your birthday. So happy birthday, omedetou gozaimasu.
Oji-san ni narimashita. Jodan.
Welcome to your 30s. So where are your
I love 30.
We're a little bit older than you.
30 is so chill.
30 is so chill though.
It's nice. I feel good. Like, I don't know. My birthday was wild though.
What'd you do?
So me and my ex were cool. We didn't have like a bad breakup or anything. So I went with her to this vegan restaurant.
Ooh, which one?
Where was it? It was in Gaku.
Hi.
I went over there. And we went to a really good vegan restaurant. The guy who owns it, he does art. He does like some crazy art. So I went there. We had some delicious.
Wait, what's his name? Because I might know him.
I have pictures in my phone. I'll show you after. But yeah, he's really, really good. He runs the shop himself. I had like a surprise birthday cake cookie kind of thing with my name in chocolate. It was cute. It was really nice.
Yeah, Gakugei Daigaku is coming up. Like it's a really cool neighborhood. Yeah,
the coffee shops over there. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
they're beautiful.
Yeah, one of my friends is trying to run like a local like a bar hopping tour. Like like you don't have to like drink or anything, but like he takes you to like these like underground like local spots that like you can't really like find on Google Maps and stuff like that. So yeah, like you might want to, you know,
I might have to give it a go.
Yeah.
It was such a vibe. Like after, like, so my ex, like after we ate the food there, she also gave me a huge, heavy bag of vegan things. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, like some famous vegan tofu kind of stuff. She gave me. I love poripi. I love poripi.
What is that?
It's like this peanuts no okashi. Like it's like a coated thing, like spice peanuts. They have like a sweet one. There's like a nori one. Poripi. And yeah, just a bunch of snacks because she's like, I know you're going to be out here for a month and vegan stuff can be complicated.
That's
so
true.
That was very sweet of her.
That's so nice. I feel like that's very speaks to Japanese culture when people give you like so much omeyage. And really thoughtful. Always really thoughtful.
It was sweet. After that, I ended up going to Nakameguro because she was telling me that's like a good music kind of area.
Yeah.
I went to this one bar, had a couple drinks because I was waiting for this one music bar that opened up at 7 p.m. I went there. It was on the 4th floor. And as I got in there, that's where I met this Danish guy who's like a business owner. He has these two women with him. The bar owner was giving me free drinks. They were buying me drinks. The DJ was giving me drinks. And then I met a music producer there and they were playing my music in the bar and everybody was going crazy.
What? Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. Then we went to the club and then pregame to go to the club.
Yeah.
Then drank in the club.
Yeah.
Met some Americans and they overheard. It was like, it's your birthday? No, give him drinks. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no. That's kind of rude. So yeah, we just partied the night away until like 3-something in the morning. And then we were all like, yeah, we're tired. Yeah.
It sounds like a really good birthday.
It was so dope. It was so much love. People were messaging me. My mother called me. I almost teared up in Shinjuku. Because she was like, oh my God, my son, I love you. I'm like, Mom, stop. I'm recording you right now. What are you doing? Like, so that was sweet. Then my dad messaged me and stuff. So
parents must be so proud. Like,
my parents looked at me like a weirdo when I started. They were like, you're going to learn Japanese? What are you on? Are you okay?
What?
So, but now they're like, okay, I see the vision.
Yeah. I think I had the same experience with my parents.
Because it's random. Like for an American, like in America, it's like there is a Japanese presence, like Japan Society and stuff, but it's not like Spanish or French or any of the Latin-based languages.
People can't really like find practicality, out of it, because like it makes total sense for me to learn English, but like whereas in America, like how is it like I want to ask you too, but like how is it like perceived as like when you like tell people that like you're learning like languages like Japanese and Korean, like how do people react?
You want to answer first? You're the OG.
I know, like it's off topic a little bit.
Well, I think for me, everyone knew I was planning to move to Japan, so like it made sense.
Otaku,
So it made sense that I would be studying Japanese. So no one like was like, "Why are you doing this?" Everyone's like, "Oh, of course you're going to study the language to the country you're moving to. That makes sense." So I think people were a little impressed because they're like, wow, that's like such a hard language to learn for native English speakers. Like you have to put in a lot of effort for that. So, but what about you? What do you think?
For me, it's like, it was one of two reactions. One was that's very hard. And the other one is just like the indifference in knowing like Hangul from Chugokugo to like Nihongo. Because it's just like you're speaking some Asian language. You're speaking a thing. I don't know what you're speaking, but it sounds different and it sounds cool. But it was never really like a negative response at all. It was just like ignorance, but not malicious ignorance.
I see. Right. Yeah, I did get that sometimes too.
People like,
oh, Amber speaks Chinese. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah. People are proud though. It's like, yeah, my friend speaks Chinese. It's like, no, your friend does not.
Nope.
I don't speak good Chinese. No. Yeah, it's like it was that, and then the other side was more so like I got a lot of positivity from it, but it's like it's hard for people to gauge it because they don't know how to help you.
Right.
That's true.
It's like, how am I going to practice with my friends who just speak English? I'm like, how's my Hatsuon? It's like, how am I supposed to know?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds like you're speaking something else. And I'm like, okay, fair.
So you like anime?
I have an Akatsuki bonnet on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's giving.
It's very cool. Otaku-poi.
Yes. So what is your favorite anime?
My favorite genre is psychological anime. So
psychological.
Yeah. So
like
stuff
Death
like
Note?
Steins Gate, Death Note, Rezeru Hajimeru Isekai Sekatsu, Subete ga F. Yeah, I love psychological anime. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Prachinamu Endo, Mirai Nikki, Boku ga Inai. I forgot the name, but it's erased in English.
Oh, yeah. That one was so
That's a good one.
That one is
I love
sick.
that one.
The first episode, I was like, oh.
I love that one.
Yes, I
We're
love
struggling
it.
with the mic cover.
I have a whole list of anime. I've watched a lot of anime over the years, to be honest. As a kid, I loved anime. Like, it's just, I don't know. Something about it just resonated.
Do you like yokai anime?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like yokai anime too.
I feel like you would like Mushishi. Have you
Mushishi?
heard of Mushishi?
Mushishi. Why does that sound so familiar?
I watch it next. I think you're gonna like it.
I might watch it today.
That's my favorite one.
Mushishi?
And it's like, it's not psychological, but it does have that kind of like dark feeling that the psychological anime have. But it's really cool. I don't know how to explain it well. You just have to
I trust your word.
watch it.
I trust your taste.
It's got like a Japanese like eeriness.
Oh, you've watched Mushishi?
Like I've watched a little bit because you recommended it. I
recommended
didn't
it
finish
to
it, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know.
Anyway, I also want to go back to talking about coming to Tokyo. So you've been here 3 times. Do you remember any like culture shocks that you had when you first came here?
Nah, it was everything I expected it to be. Because I was studying for 3 years before I got here.
Right.
When I study hard. So I was looking at YouTube videos, 4K people walking through Tokyo, 4K Osaka, 4K Kyoto, people going to the onsen, people doing this and that, interviews with the Yakuza, interviews with this politician. Like I was very much into it. And it's like in New York, I got lucky, I guess. And I've had meetings with people in like Fuji Terebi.
Wow.
I did some stuff with NHK and the Consulate General of Japan.
Oh my God.
So it's like I kind of got a lot of exposure in New York. Before.
Wait. We're going to have to ask more about that.
Yeah.
So how did those opportunities come to be?
It was crazy.
And what were they? Like, were you like showing your Japanese skill? Like what was?
No, it was more like production stuff.
Okay.
I used to work with this one artist. At the time, I helped him get signed to Universal Music Japan.
Oh, okay.
And I was just making really cool hooks for him and stuff and producing and writing bunch of things for him. And he got signed. We had a meeting with Fuji Terebi, and I had to learn a little bit of Keigo that day. But it was a great experience because those guys are strict. So kibishi. So that was that, and then the Consulate General and NHK stuff was for the Tohoku earthquake thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So they did like a broadcast, but they had a feed from the Consulate General of Japan. So I had to help produce that content in collaboration with NHK in New York. So it was really fun. Everybody was just kind of like shocked, like, yeah, like you speak Japanese. I'm like, yeah, it's fun. I needed Teinego though, because they were like way, way older than me. And I just didn't want to be like, so that. Like I didn't want to do all that.
That's a really cool experience. I have something similar where like I was in New York and like had Japanese clients and I spoke Japanese. Like when you're in Japan and you speak Japanese, they're like, oh, like Nihongo ga jouzu. But when you're like in the US and like it's really not expected.
Yeah.
So you're vegan. Or partially vegan.
85点ビガン。多分日本に85点ビガンけど、ニューヨークに95点ビガン。
Okay.
New York, it's easy now. Like
Super
back
easy.
in the day, it was kind of difficult, but now
vegan food was trash back in the day.
Oh
in
my
New York.
gosh,
Really?
The cheese was garbage. It tasted like cardboard 10 years ago. It was trash.
It was like it is in Japan now. So that's actually one of the reasons why I moved to Japan, because I thought like it's too saturated now, the market in New York, but in Japan I can get in on the ground level and start my vegan business, and then that didn't happen. But we actually have a friend here who is starting a vegan business. We had her on the podcast she's going to be on the next episode, which will already be out by the time this episode is
Please
out.
connect us. I'd love to connect with more vegan stuff in Japan.
No, we can definitely introduce you to her. Sure.
So how many years have you been vegan?
もうすぐ10年ビーガンになった。もう15年。No, 10年だっけ? Yeah, 10 years.
Okay. So the first time you came to Japan, you were vegan.
Yeah.
Back then, it was even harder than now.
Yes, very much.
So what do you eat when you're in Tokyo, or at least when you came back here? Because now there's a lot of vegan restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm.
But back then, what did you eat?
So I will say Kyoto has phenomenal vegan food.
Yes.
I'll start with that. I had like chlorella broth ramen and sesame broth ramen. Oh, it gives me like I have goosebumps now thinking about it. It's so good. I eat like a lot of kare udon. I love tsumetai soba, atakai soba. I can eat like veggie tempura, poripi's vegan. You know what I mean? I find stuff because it's just like I also cook, so it's like so it's kind of chill.
Do you think like Kyoto is like super vegan because of like the monk culture and stuff like that?
I think so. Wasn't there a time where like one of the emperors or somebody abolished pork and abolished meat? That was like a thing for like what was it, 100 or 1,000? It's like a good amount of time.
Yeah.
That
oh my
shocked
god,
me.
you actually know the history.
I was when I read that, I was like, what? Like it blew my mind because in America's chodebu, like America's very fat. So it's like the idea of abolishing meats, like in the aspect of religion and bringing Buddhism, strict Buddhism, where it's like if you eat pork, you will go to jail. It's like what? That's insane.
Yeah, so that's why like people were like using like secret codes to like how like
prohibition.
I wonder why Kyoto is so vegan nowadays, because I think it does attract a certain type of person, Kyoto, like a very type of like artsy person who might be more people who are vegetarian. So they do have a lot of good like oshare, like vegan restaurants in in Kyoto. Tokyo also has a lot of good places. The only thing is it's really spread out, Tokyo. So but it's getting much better and much easier, I think, throughout the years, right?
It is. Compared to last time, it's easy. Like yesterday I was having, where was I? I was in Kabukicho and I was having these honey mustard gyoza and veggie gyoza with like soy meat. Oh my god.
That sounds really good.
So koishikatta.
What got you into veganism in the first place? Because you grew up eating meat, right? Because you said 10 years ago, which means you were like 20, right? Yeah.
So I was going through a lot at Hatachi. Like I went vegan. I started growing my locks out. My hair is very long under this bonnet. But I went vegan, locks, and I started my Japanese basically around the same time.
Right.
And I became vegan because American meat industry is very corrupt.
Right.
And it sucks.
Especially processed meat.
Yeah. And it's like the FDA is not on your side. They're in cahoots with the pharmaceutical industry. And I'm just like, I don't really want to eat hormone injected chicken
Right.
and
Right.
like things that are just made to look at me as a number.
Right.
I figured, yeah, I'm just gonna stop eating meat. And
Mm.
you don't get like cholesterol issues and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And your chances of getting colon cancer and all that kind of thing just goes way down. So I figured, yeah, I'll just go vegan and grow my hair out like a hippie. Why not?
So it's been 10 years, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really strict in the beginning. I only really started introducing like fish once in a blue, I want to say right before I came here in 2019. And even then, it's like once a month maximum. Beef, I had beef once. I had Wagyu in Kyoto. It was like A5 kind of thing. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it, huh?
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it.
What do you think like Tokyo's lacking when in terms of like vegan opportunities?
Awareness. I think there needs to be more awareness of what veganism is, because I think a lot of people don't fully understand the difference between vegan and vegetarian.
Yeah.
Like I'll say, vegan, there. Like, can you prepare this thing? So vegan there, chumonchitara, they're still putting cheese and like other stuff. And I'm like, this is not vegan.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of room for growth in Japan with veganism, but it definitely is. It's on the up and up. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
I think it needs like some really big Japanese influencers to make it cool.
Yeah,
because once
you're
it becomes
right.
cool, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like feel like threatened when you see a vegan person, you know. But I mean, I don't think anybody's like pushing that onto you, you know. So I think, you know, it's important to like respect, you know, their diet restriction, because, you know, they're gonna like respect your diet restriction back. Like they're not gonna like blame you for like eating meat and fish and stuff like that.
How dare you?
Yeah. So I think that's like a big misconception that exists in Japan. Yeah.
I feel like if you're a foreigner who's vegan, they don't as much feel threatened by it usually, as they think it's just like a weird foreign thing that I do.
Facts.
True.
Yeah, so I feel like usually I just get more people who are like curious about it. But yeah, more and more places are accommodating with vegan options. Like even ryokan, sometimes you can be like, oh yeah, I'm vegetarian. And they'll be like, all right, shojin ryori it is. So yeah, shojin ryori is really good. Have you had any like shojin ryori?
No, I need to though.
Oh, you need to.
I need to experience more vegan stuff in Japan, like in Tokyo specifically, because Tokyo is rising.
Are you going anywhere else other than Tokyo on this trip, or this trip is just Tokyo?
This time around, I really want to focus on Tokyo because I really want to network more. I want to get my hand on the pulse of like vegan content creators in general. Like you both, I'm loving the fact that we're doing this podcast, and I would love to help in any way, shape, and form I can. But yeah, this time around, Tokyo, I do need to make a trip to Osaka because one of my friends, the first person I ever collaborated with, who's Japanese, he's over there. He's actually like a tech manager in Panasonic.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's like, I remember the first song I ever made was called, I believe, Walls 4, and it was about a whole other earthquake in Japan like years ago, and it was kind of like a memorial reverence kind of song. And then after that, we made a whole bunch of other songs, and we made a collaboration called Anohi Walls. We made some fire music.
Where can you listen to?
It's on SoundCloud. I need to put it on streaming platforms.
Yes.
I will. I gotta remaster it though, because
Okay.
it's so long ago. Like my mixing and mastering ability is way better now. So yeah, I'd love to show y'all some music.
Yeah,
like,
I
in
wanna
general.
hear it.
I have some new stuff that I'm gonna release on like Spotify and all
Wow.
that. I dropped an album last year. It was fun.
You dropped an album?
Yeah. I drop a lot of music. I have because I have like different versions of songs, but I would say about like 38 to 42 original songs out now.
What?
Yeah.
that-
I have a whole lot more to release though.
You said it was on Spotify?
Yeah, everything. Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Amazon Music, everything.
Oh wow. And like how can we look you up?
Yeah, you can just type in BLKZEN on your
BLKZEN?
favorite streaming platform. You'll see
All
it
right,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, with no A.
BLKZEN.
BLKZEN.
6 letters.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap things up soon, but I wanted to hear, what are your future goals, like whether it's concerning Japan or like not Japan, just in general?
I want to help people to live more freely, because I believe that we're in this kind of capitalist society that forces us to labor, and I think it's a new form of slavery. I think a lot of stuff like race and all that is a distraction to hide from classism. So if I can help people to make money doing what they love, then I did a good deed. And that's the basis of me even starting my company in New York. Because a lot of creators in New York are very much like crabs in the barrel. There's only room for one of us or two of us kind of thing. But I've found a way to foster a community and help people get gigs and stuff and help them to just do what they love instead of having to do things they hate to then do what they love on their free time. That's not fair. And it's like time is always going to be more important than money. Money is infinite, but time you never get back. So yeah, I just like helping people to get closer to their dreams, and that helps me get closer to my dreams in turn. And it's fulfilling. So
I love that. I vibe with that so much.
Yeah. So that's definitely my future goals. In 30, I'm going to be using all the skills I've learned in my 20s and before to just like strive for scaling, building more, and just like getting after what I want to with a different type of fire. So
I see.
Oh, that's awesome. And moving to Tokyo.
Facts.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be here for sure, right?
My New York friends already feel it.
Okay.
They feel it because I'm always like, oh yeah, you like Pocari Sweat, you're paying $3, I'm paying 70 cents. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
I also want to leave off on the note, do you have any advice for people? I think there's a lot of people watching who want to learn Japanese. Do you have any advice for people who might want to learn Japanese but don't necessarily live in Japan?
I would first love to shout out George Trombley because I don't know him, he doesn't know me, but he has this series on YouTube called Japanese from Zero. Watch his playlist. Get his books. I didn't get his books, I'm not going to lie to you. But his series will get you a nice basis of understanding Japanese. All I did to learn Japanese to like a good enough degree before I made friends was use that. And then I used an app called HelloTalk. HelloTalk is like a social media, but it's geared for language learning. So between those two, you can gain new tools from that YouTube series, then go test it out with new friends on HelloTalk who, you'll teach them some English and they'll teach you Japanese, and you'll have some kind of basis to at least start outputting, because if you don't speak, you will not learn. Don't be shy. You're going to mess up. It's okay. You're learning. Don't be scary.
That's really good advice. I also used HelloTalk. It helped a lot.
HelloTalk is useful. What?
It's so good. Especially during the pandemic when I was waiting to get in the country. I would like set up video chats with HelloTalk friends.
I should start using that.
Yeah, for your Spanish, right? You're learning Spanish?
Yeah.
¿Tú hablas español? Yo hablo un poquito.
Solo un poquito. Hablo español, sí.
Qué bueno. That's
You also speak Spanish?
I actually was really good in Spanish before Japanese, and then I learned so much Japanese that I lost a lot of Spanish.
Right? That happened to me too. It literally like overwrote
It overwrote the whole legit.
I was like, I can count to 10 in Spanish, and I was like, ichi, ni. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happens when I speak Spanish. I'm like, the Japanese comes in, I'm like, wait, Spanish.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because it's like you're turning on your foreign language, and then it's like,
Japanese feels much more like second nature to my brain now. Spanish is like, there's like a delay.
Put a lot of effort to it.
Yeah, it's like in a car, you have to shift gears a little bit. It feels weird. It feels like a manual shift, while Japanese feels more like an automatic shift.
Anything else that you want to leave off on? Do you have anything you'd like to like share?
I just want to say thank y'all for doing what you do. Y'all need to stay locked in with them. They're doing fantastic things. And yeah, don't give up on your journey. It's going to be hard, but just remember this one kotowaza, right? Chirimo tsumoreba yama tonaru. Everything you learn every day, it's like a grain of sand. It's like a little piece of dust. It's going to suck in the beginning, but give yourself like 6 months to a year. Just practice. You'll get good. Just don't give up. Be patient with yourself and just stay on the journey. Remember your why. If you have no why in life, you won't achieve anything. So lock in on that why. Lock in.
That's so true.
Damn.
That's real.
That's good advice, man.
Bro, I love being real with people. It's the New York in me.
Yeah. So where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at BLKZEN. On Twitter, I'm the BLKZEN because somebody took my name. On every distribution, every streaming platform, BLKZEN, BLKZEN.
Amazing. And we'll link all of that down below so you can check it out there. If you have any questions for Shota and I, send us an email at kotatsuklubbpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.